All right, guys. So yesterday was a very insightful day. We went through a lot of sessions. First of all, we got started with the keynote by Suraj Perry. Then in that session, we saw how he got started with his life in artificial intelligence and how he built his skills, his journey, and we asked him for a couple of questions. Then after that, there was a session with me and Ishwak. We spoke about how he will get you started with artificial intelligence, how chatbots are built, how these projects are completely approachable and reachable. After that, we met the phenomenal Hrideshwar Singh Bhati. He was the India's youngest patent holder. It is a totally inspirational talk by him. We went through that. We saw his innovations and patents. After that, lastly, the session was by Praveen Kumar about Internet of Things. There we saw great applications of IoT, and we saw how to get started and how internet the potential of Internet of Things. And and after that we had a couple of questions. We discussed a lot of things. And then we ended tomorrow's session on a phenomenal note. Next slide, please. So on today's day is also going to be really exciting. Right now we are in the opening ceremony. After that, first talk will be by Siddharth Nayak on app development and user interface and user experience. Yesterday we had a lot of questions about app development, Java, Android app development, and design and things like that. Today we'll actually hear it from an expert, and he'll be walking us through all of that. Then we'll have a second session by Akansha Sahu. She will be explaining us the importance of problem solving, and these are one of my favorite sessions too. And then we will have Dipanshu Prashar explaining about cybersecurity, and after the recent Twitter hack, I think that will be of great interest. And finally, we will have Anshul Goel explaining us about augmented virtual reality, game development, immersive reality, extended reality, and all of those things. So we'll have last session with Anshul Goel. Post that, we will be announcing our social media prizes. Then we'll be conducting a test at around 2:30 or so. And at around 2 o'clock, we'll be announcing all these awards and tests links will be sent. There'll be a short survey as well, and post that will be certificates will be awarded online, and then we'll end with a closing note today. So apart from that, we had a great response from the social media team. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yes. So yesterday we had a great traction on the social media front as well. Thank you guys for all this love and support we have received on our social media. Thank you for sharing your setup, your pictures, and everything. We had a look at it. It was phenomenal, and we'll be announcing those prizes today. And another interesting prize we'll be having will be of a really engaging and most active participant. So make sure you participate in all the discussions, keep asking questions, keep being active, and there'll be a prize for you at the end of the session today. So without any further due delay, let's get started with our first session. I request Ishwak to please introduce our next speaker so that we can get started with this session.
Yes, thank you. So the first speaker for today is Siddharth Nayak. Siddharth Nayak is again one of the very young champs that India has. He is, I can call him a very young entrepreneur as well. He has his own team who built the Geo Mart for Reliance and Geo. And he has done exceptional work in app development and at such a young age. So I would like to call Siddharth and ask him to share about his journey.
Ishwak, Siddharth would be joining in just 2 to 3 minutes. So meanwhile, we can share the details regarding the test and others with the students.
Okay. So if you guys, Puneet and Miran, if you could share the details about the test till then.
Absolutely. Yeah. So by the end of today's session, we'll be having. So first and foremost, really excited to tell you, we'll be giving a short survey and seeing as to how your course is. The test will be conducted at around 2 o'clock, 2:15. This test will have questions from yesterday's session, today's session. Do not miss these sessions, because these sessions will play a very crucial role for you to answer the test. And the test will directly, all those will be taken for the test and scoring. They complete traction and the amount of likes or comments you get on your post. And the second prize will be based on the best setup or the best post you guys have posted. So, and the third prize, obviously, just as I announced before, will be based on participation, asking questions, and being active in this bootcamp. So there are really exciting prizes coming your way as well. So stay tuned for those prizes. Stay tuned for the test, the certification. Stay tuned for the survey and the courses announcement. And all of this will be taken care by the end of the session today. But these sessions will play a very important role. So I think.
Yeah, we have Siddharth here, Junaidi, and then we can share more details on the certification guys at 1:30 once after this Anshul's session. So meanwhile, let's have Siddharth. Over to you.
Absolutely. Ishwar, we can.
Yeah. So I'll just introduce Siddharth once again. Siddharth is one of the youngest people in India engaging in app development. He's done phenomenal work in the field of app development. He and his team recently partnered with Reliance Jio, and they built the Jio Mart, which is in direct competition to Flipkart and Amazon. So Siddharth, over to you. Before starting anything else, Siddharth, I would just want you to share your age with the audience today once, so that they get an idea of what you've achieved at what age.
All right. So first of all, I'd just like to tell everyone that I never disclose my age publicly, but as we're in a room of everyone who's of our age group, who are in college, who are in school. So I'm just 18, and I have been working since the age of 12. I've been building apps. I've been working on websites and working on various technologies like cryptocurrency, blockchain, artificial intelligence. So that's what it is. So sorry. Yes. So that's what I've been doing. And currently, I am a consultant to the NIC. NIC is the company that built the Aarogya Setu app. I'm consultant to them. As well as I'm also working with Geo for their GeoMart platform. My team is also helping in the development side. And me personally, I am looking into the user interface, the architecture of the whole platform, the scalability. How many people are here? All right.
We have more
So
than
yeah.
55.
All right. Was I supposed to, this is very impromptu. So was I supposed to show some slide share or something like that? I'm just here to, have a heart-to-heart conversation with everyone, and just tell where all I started. So I'll just tell you completely how I started. That's something that I've never shared publicly. So I started off with initially at the age of 12 and 13 by designing layouts, user interfaces, and designs, graphic designs, motion graphics, and all such kind of stuff. And as I worked more onto this field, I got some international projects. And with those projects, I did invest into crypto. So that's the whole journey basically. write it on the chat section. I am going through that as well, side by side. So yeah, so when I started designing layouts, I started designing screens. I thought, it's good to design all of the layout, design everything, but I learned how to develop those apps. And first I learned how to develop hybrid native apps, individual apps for iOS using Swift, and then individual apps for Android as well using Android Studio. And then slowly I went on to is Java the only language for app development? So see, Java, it depends that what kind of an app you're trying to build. All right. So let me just complete. So this, as I tell you more about my journey, you'll get to know that which are the best languages also for app development and stuff. So now that I had learned native apps, I wanted to get these apps done a bit more quicker. And as I say that, I learned technologies like Flutter, then I learned Cordova, React. So such kind of technologies helped me build on the same platform, on the same library. I was able to build both Android and iOS apps. So that's what it is. And as I started to do all of this, I got a brief understanding that how do apps actually transition from the ideation, wireframing stage till the whole development and the publishing of the app onto the App Store or else Play Store. Now, when I talk about huge projects, how it does work out is that how it works in companies is that first of all we use a tool like let's say Figma or else Sketch or else some other tool like Adobe XD. And what we do initially is we create wireframes, and those wireframes are to be approved by the companies. And when they approve them, we do start working on them. We brief our team. So uh, I have a team of over 30 individuals. I brief them showing that prototype. So the prototype till date, always I only build the prototype, no matter how big of a project it is or no matter how small it is. It's always me who always builds the prototype. And then I give my team a brief of the prototype, and I show them how it works and how everything is going. And then what it is that they start working on the development, taking the prototype as a reference. So that's what it is. Now I would I can see a lot of questions are coming, so I would answer them. Is Java the only language for app development? No, not at all. You can use other languages as well. To be honest, how to start from scratch? That's how you start from scratch. You first basically learn how to work on your layout, how to basically work on a model that's easy to use for the users. Recently I had a Forbes coverage, and I mentioned in that as well that you can have all of the technologies onto your app, but it's of no use till the time users don't actually use your app. It's not the user experience isn't good enough. And that's what it is. Can you share some of your designs and projects? For sure, for sure. I'm gonna just put my link over here in a while, and you guys can have a look at my portfolio, personal portfolio. Although we have NDAs signed with a lot of companies, so we cannot share a lot of commercial projects right now. But some of my initial projects that I did, you guys can have a look at that. Problem on Figma. I mean, you can share the Figma links. Sure, sure. I will. I will. Of some projects, non-profit projects, I could share them. Share some of your. Are you working on front end or back end? So I have a team. We work on front end, back end, and with different languages, PHP, SQL, any language for Android and iOS. Yes, there's React. You could use React for developing both Android and iOS apps, and you could use Flutter as well. So I'm going to start a startup, searching for funding right now. Can you support me technically? For sure, I can support you technically. Here's my I'm just sharing my Instagram handle over here. You guys can contact me over there. Also, contact me on LinkedIn as well if you feel like. But I have a team that does the LinkedIn marketing, and the Instagram handle is more to me personally. If you want to have a personal discussion, so here's my Instagram handle. But if you want to have a conversation with me on LinkedIn, you can just search my name Siddharth Naik. You can find me on LinkedIn, and then the conversation that will happen over there is more of a the formal kind of conversation that happens through layers. And first, there's someone who will go through the message, and then they convey it to me. That's what it is. So, what inspired you to start at the age of 12? What inspired me? Basically, I was always passionate about design, and I was passionate about a lot of about how technology works.
Hey, Siddharth, excuse me.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'll just moderate the questions for you, no issues. I'll just read it out, the adequate questions, and you can just answer them. No issues.
Sure.
Okay, so the next question for you is, can one person manage all the work related to app development? What's your view on that?
When it comes to manage to do it themselves, yes, they can initially, and they should actually when they're starting out. No matter how much funds do you have, how many people do you have working for you, you should always initially do it yourself. And
Okay.
yes, of course, you can manage all the work related to app development if they put in
Okay,
time, they have the access to the right resources and the right people.
great. So the next question is, what are some UI, UX design hacks one should know? So like Mr. Aman is asking that, can you give some like tips or techniques that one should know in order to design a great UX as far as
Okay.
your experience is concerned?
So I just have one line answer to that. So if you worked on an app, the user experience hack, this is the best user experience hack in short. If you've worked on an app, if you've worked on a prototype and you've given it to someone, if you have to explain it to them, then it's it's user experience is like jokes. If you've got to explain them, then there's no point. So the best user experience is when you do not have to explain them. I just give a prototype, open it, and give it to you. If you're able to use it without my interference, without taking my guidance, or without asking anything from me, then it's you're going good in the direction of user experience.
Okay, perfect. So I guess this can be the last question for the day, which is Rimjan Kumari is asking that how can you earn money by app development? So what she means is that, okay, everyone can code, but how can you turn it into monetary benefits for you? And how can you actually put it out as a product? So that you can tell very well
All right.
because you're already working. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone does know of, and has heard of such stories that someone built an app, a multi-million dollar app, and they sold it off to another company, and that app made like they made like millions out of that deal. So not everyone's fortunate enough to build such an app, and not everyone is resourceful enough to build something like that. So when we talk in an initial stage, when you're building apps in an initial stage by yourself, so the best way to make money through that is to actually do white labeling. So all right now, let's say I have my own interests and I've built an app that's just like Zomato. So let's say there's someone, when I say what's white labeling, so let's say there's someone who comes up to me and says that, even I want to get an app built, a food delivery app built. So, the code that I developed for my own application, I just use that code. I change the titles, I change the branding, and I just give it to them. So I technically, it's like almost no effort. You just have to change the branding, the colors, and the name of the app, and you can just give it to them. So initially, white labeling is a very good source of income for app developers, and white labeling can be done with CRMs for websites as well, or apps as well, if you know how to play well with it.
Okay, so yeah, I guess there are a few more questions.
Yeah. Sure.
If you can just answer that, just let me have a look. Okay, so here's a kind of personal question that has been asked. That is, what was the support that you got when you started app designing? Like, if you started to devote a major part of your life into app designing, what was the kind of support you got from your family? What was the support you got from your friends or teachers? So likewise.
So first of all, half of the people did not understand what I'm doing, and half of the people they they just took it as it was at that time. As when I say that, I never really started all of this to make money or to do it at a commercial level. I always started out of passion, and they all took it as a passion only, and they never really took it as something that you would do commercially. So even I personally, I never knew that I would be working with companies like Geo, NIC. So that's what it is. Everyone initially, and when I talk about the support, I'm not really, and no one really requires any support. I started out with freelancing. How I got my first project is something I would like to say, even though no one asked that. When you start doing something, how do you get your first project? The easiest way is to just pick up an app that has a good idea but looks really shitty, redesign it. That's it. Maintain an online portfolio, something like Behance or something like Dribble, and just post it over there. And let people see that how you've done better work than that company, and you've redesigned that app. So that's the easiest way of getting projects. I did that for my personal satisfaction, because I really did not like the user interface of some apps. So I did that for my personally, and I did not have to approach anyone for projects. All of my projects till date, they've always been either referrals or if people have contacted me on their own. That's how it works.
Perfect. I guess that's very inspiring to know. So the last and the quickest question, Java or Kotlin? Which one do you prefer for app
Um,
development? Java or Kotlin?
I cannot pick one when I
Yeah,
say
it's very
Java.
difficult to pick
The
just
thing
one.
is, Kotlin is something very new. If you wanna give a try on it, so otherwise I would suggest you Java always, because it's more reliable. It's been there for a long time. Kotlin is to be more tested. There aren't many projects on a larger level that have been built on Kotlin. So Java, Java.
Okay. Perfect, Siddharth. I guess that's all for today. Other questions we'll deal on the Telegram community group. Siddharth can also
Sure.
join the community group and he can cater to your questions. I feel we are fortunate enough to have you today at our bootcamp, and that was totally an amazing session. Thank you for devoting your time for us. Thank you. Thank you, Siddharth,
Thank
and
you.
have a nice.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now I guess we have moved to the next session, but before the next session, we are going to watch the official teaser, and let me know if you guys can hear you. Let me know if all of you can hear the sound. Miran, can I just know?
Uh, can you just play it? I don't think we can hear the
Yeah.
sound. No, we cannot hear the sound.
Is it audible?
No, Praveen.
It's not. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, just a second. Yeah, meanwhile, you guys can join the community channel. I guess there's been a link on the chat right now. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, I guess there's some issue. Wait. Share. Okay, yeah, now there won't be a problem. Let me just have it. Yes. Can you guys see the screen, Miran?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
We had one computer, so the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night, 7 days a week, all the time.
Okay, so I guess with that, we can move to our next speaker. And I'm proud to announce that we have Akansha Sahu. She is an educationist and a science facilitator. So she has been into the education system since a long period of time, and she knows the nitty-gritties of the school education system as well as the importance of co-curricular activities. So she'll be speaking on why is it important to start hacking early and get into co-curricular activities, mainly biased towards technology, but yeah. So yes, so I'll hand it over without any delay to Akansha to put some light on it.
Hello everyone, and hearty good afternoon to all of you. I just joined little early, and I have been through the questions which you people were posing to Siddharth, and I felt really nice looking at your questions. That you are really motivated towards going in the field of coding and technology and app development, and with taking the reference of what all Siddharth said. A lot of things I don't understand. So here I am here not able to give you any technical knowledge about how you must develop app and start hacking early, but my experiences may be valuable for you as a person when I have seen the need of problem solving, and the need of problem solving not only in your academics or what you want to do in your life as a technical person or a logical person, also in your personal life. So here, when I will be sharing my experiences, I guess all of you will be able to connect that there are a lot of things around you which requires problem solving. So when I was when I got this opportunity to speak to you all as a speaker for importance of problem solving, I was just looking through a lot of different resources, and I was trying to identify that okay, what are the different aspects we have to look into when we are going ahead with this particular concept of problem solving. But yeah, we get a diverse ideas around, and on internet you will find a lot of things, but I think the best thing which you can learn is from your life experiences. So before we go ahead with a lot of discussions here, a quick introduction about myself, which would be really very formal, and then I would go informally and talk about what I have learned through these experiences, and then I could apply the skill which I have gathered by testing and trying. Not we as like educators, I have an experience of 10 years in education industry, And we never had a chance to speak to or connect to the groups like which you are in right now. So definitely, I think it will be a learning experience for me as well when I interact with you all. So I have, as I told you, I have 10 years of experience in education industry, and I have worked in prestigious schools in various curriculums, CBSE, Cambridge, IB. And one thing which I can see, these curriculums are very structured. They don't give you an ability to go beyond the content of your subject or the subject groups what they are offering, and go beyond that and dedicate time to that, and then think out of the box. So obviously that's one of the shortcoming you can say in the education right now. We have not devised a correct way of educating people and developing their skills, but yes, there are scope of doing that on our own, and that for that I think you all are gathered here. And I'm really happy that I can see a lot of people interested towards understanding the technicalities of doing things like coding or app development or game development. But one thing what we miss out understanding or knowing new techniques and development is our mind itself is such a complex machine that it has a lot of impact of the environment we are living in. So here, when I say problem solving skill, I want responses from the audience. How many of you understand what is problem solving? What do we actually do when we say that we have a problem and we have to solve, we have to find out a solution for it? Can I get any inputs from the participants?
Yeah, I'm just going through the questions that the participants are throwing right now. Just let me have a look. Okay, so
Okay.
Miran asked that what is problem solving? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. We will go into the details of problem solving, and I just asked what is your understanding from the problem solving. So here I am getting few responses. I can see apply logically, design simple steps to solve the problem. Great. Anyone else? Like in mathematics? Great. Overcoming a difficulty, solution in programming. Okay.
I think Krishna Jadhav raised his hand. You can please unmute and answer.
Yes, I'm waiting for the response.
Yeah, guys, just unmute your microphone and then you can give the response.
Oh,
Just unmute
analysis,
yourself.
a lot of responses I can see now.
Yeah, on chat they are responding.
Yeah. Mathematical problem solving, algorithms, data. Yes, yes. Yeah.
Can we think that problem solving is like problem solving in mathematics and
Problem. Great. So problem solving in mathematics, and as most of you are talking about logical explanation and solving problems in stepwise manner. So let's understand it in simple words, because these are the words which are told to us by somebody, that when you are solving a problem, you have to use your mind in a logical way, in a rational way, and all these words. But do we actually practice that? Because problem solving is a skill. Nobody can teach you. Can I teach you problem solving sitting here in half an hour session? Can I teach you problem solving? How many of you think I can teach you problem solving? Okay, I think I can't. Yes, and a lot of people are saying no. Great. So it's a skill, and it is learned and practiced and polished. So when you are practicing certain steps, there are certain steps involved in understanding the problem, in solving the problem. So if you practice that regularly, then only it will become a part of your attitude, and it will become a part of your personality. So that's how we can say that problem solving. Somebody asked me what is problem solving. So problem solving is a skill which will help you to solve different hitches which you face in your day-to-day life. Now it can be something from your academics, be very subject specific, like people are telling me about mathematics and logical thinking, or it can be simply any situation in your school, college, professional life, and even with respect to your family and relationships. So problem solving is applied everywhere. Okay, so it's I think I have answered. Meenal asked me this question, so I have answered you, Meenal. Yeah. So now I actually made a huge PPT for you all, but I think that's not required here, and we can go ahead with more of discussing how we can do the problem solving. So I can say there are two steps when we come across any problem. There are two steps. One is identifying the problem, which irrespective of people's knowledge, age, and the place they are in, uh, they miss out understanding the problem. So if you are not asking questions with respect to your problems like what, when, how, and where, these are some W's which are connected to your problem. So always try to identify your problem well. Once you are done identifying your problem, analyzing your problem, half of the task is done, because you have actually got a mind map that this is my problem and this is how I have to go ahead with my problem. Okay, this is how I have to go and solve my problem. Now solving the problem requires a particular type of mindset, and that mindset comes from practicing what we said. So when you keep doing that practice of what we call as design mindset in nowadays term, so if you have a design mindset, you will be a great problem solver. So what people do when they have a design mindset? So I think Praveen, I have already shared a PPT. Can you just
Yeah,
share that screen? I don't want them to go through each and everything.
just a second. Ma'am, where have you shared that?
On the
Yeah,
email.
it's with me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, it's
Puneet.
with me. But Akansha, like I just downloaded that and it's empty. Can you just
Okay.
send me
Okay.
again?
Just a minute.
Sure. Anyways, if you share your screen, you'd people would be able to see you as well.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, just press on share on screen.
Okay, so right now I'm facing a problem and I'm trying to identify the solution for it. So in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I think I got a very interesting question in between when somebody was asking me, can you elaborate on your career? I think somebody asked me that particular question, that uh, can you explain, can somebody help me in identifying that question? Because
Right.
yeah,
So
can
the
you please
question is, can you, yeah,
yeah.
can you please explain about your career?
Okay. Yes, I'll. Am I audible to everyone and visible to
Yes,
everyone?
yes,
Yeah,
you're audible.
yeah, yeah. So I think when you are asking me about my career, I am primarily an educator, but I have along with education, I have uh, tried doing certain things. I was doing a workshop, which was not a full-time workshop, but I tried doing something called science over snacks. So what I found is, like, my students are very interested in science, but they don't know actually what is science. So in that case, I can I thought I can take an initiative, and then I have come across and made a workshop for them during summer vacation time, where I tried explaining them the principles behind science by storytelling and by doing a certain model making. So this is something which is in trend from a quite long time, where to teach something, students devise new ways. But the problem with respect to me, what I have found is students are not very interested to stay in a particular place and then do it. They need new challenges to do it. So to keep that problem in mind, I have tried doing this particular workshop, and it went really well. And that's one of the thing which I keep, you can say, one of the initiative which I have taken. And I'm also helping in one of the startups. So the room which I'm sitting right now is one of the you can say incubator room for one of the startup. My husband is in the industry where he tried doing certain app developments, and he is in that for a long time. So that's also something which added my experience, that people are very in present scenario, when you have open opportunity to go ahead and try different careers, then they keep doing new things. And once you keep doing new things, you get across and come across such solutions. Yes, yes, someone, yeah, Mrinal.
Yeah, so there was a brilliant question in the chat box. The question says, what is your opinion in major issues in Indian education system currently?
Oh, wow, great. So right now, if you say, if I could have taken this question in the month of December, my ideas would be completely different. But now, as we are under this pandemic situation, and everything is completely changed, and education industry is something which is going through a lot of transformation. And as an educator, I can tell you, I am learning new things every day. And that's something which I can tell you, that it's a issue, it's a problem also for educators and students, where they don't have proper opportunities. Like, we have a good internet connection, and we can explore a lot of other options for educating and for explaining our content knowledge. But in case of a huge population who is in the rural areas, or you can say suburban areas, they do not have that facility. So that's a major problem which is emerging right now in our education system, especially in India. So and it's not that as a teacher in an international school, or as an educator who is connected to different online platforms, you feel that you are completely empowered. Right now, the transformation is so huge that we have to look across new options when we are going through this transformation. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for answering that. There's
Yeah.
another really interesting question. So, so see, you're an expert in problem solving, and the question says, "Ma'am, how is problem solving important in, say, technical aspects, app development or development or coding, and things like that? How is this
So,
relevant?"
as I told you, with my personal experience, I have been uh, closely working with a person. Like I told you, my husband has been into app designing, and also I have seen him going through the journey of the startup, where he thought of a problem, and then he tried to develop an app. And then when we were actually testing it, and we were connecting to different people, we found that it's complete failure, because we have not looked into one of the criteria, that how well we are connected to our users. Is there a need of that app? are is your app solving actually some problem at a greater extent? So definitely there are certain things which we have to keep in mind when you are developing an app. And then once you are into it, then you have to have a collaboration. You can't keep your app secluded from the outer world. If you keep that secluded and you say that, okay, my app is something very ingenious I have found, and I won't share it with anyone, I will tell you, when you go for pitching your app, you will find so many flaws in your app, and then the questions which will be posed to you will be something new to you. So definitely share your ideas before app development, during app development, and even once you are done with your app development. Share your ideas and take your inputs. That's something which is from my side, being a non-technical person. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So another interesting question we have is, so currently you mentioned that there are various challenges that are being faced in terms of
Yeah.
online education with the shift of the entire
Yes.
scenario and things like that. How do you think can these problems be overcome? How do you think can we as a student tackle these problems, or as higher institutions tackle these problems at our personal level at the foremost?
Great. So uh, when you are saying with respect to online teaching, there are a lot of problems. So I can't give you a one solution for all these problems. There are a lot of problems connected to educating online, be it engagement, how you engage your participants, be it the way you communicate, what are the modes which we use. So there is a lot of like you can say, you have to break this problem into a lot of different things, and then you have to give the answer to this. So I think when you say online teaching, if you can be more specific with your question, I would be able to throw more light on it.
So supposedly, so as a, I mean, definitely, as you rightly mentioned, there are a lot of problems in terms of, say, interaction, in terms of even connectivity and things like that. But as a student, how can I take this approach? Even though I'm facing all these problems, even though I'm probably sleeping during my online classes, I'm probably not able to concentrate. But how, as a student, what approach can someone take in order to overcome all these hurdles?
Great. So as a student, how you overcome these problems? So yes, I can definitely say, when you are going ahead with your be it your school or college, or you can say some extra online tutoring what you are going for, you need to identify how important that is for you. Definitely, when you say schools and colleges, that will provide you degrees and that will provide you mark sheets. So there is a minimum requirement that you have to fulfill, and you have to be self-motivated for that. So if you are self-motivated enough for that, definitely it will help you. Whatever problems you face, whatever scenarios you are having, whether it's internet connectivity issue or just the engagement level with your instructor, if you are self motivated and understand that I need this particular session because I want my degree, or I need this particular session because I want my marks, then it works. But if you are going beyond that, like if you have some interest area, you walk, you want to learn app development, you want to learn game development, you want to learn like digital drawing, and you are really interested towards it, that self motivation is not a problem for you. Then the problem arises how you manage your time well with your other things and these things. So there is the next thing, which is time management. So all these things saying is very easy, but when we apply these, that's why I told you that problem solving is a skill which I can't teach you, but you have to think in a certain way, then only you can get to the results. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That is truly inspirational. Apart from that, I think Adil has a question. You have raised your hand. If you could please unmute yourself and ask the question directly.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Adil.
My question is, I am from a rural area, and
Yes.
many rural students have the issue of accessibility,
Yes.
and many students can't access the online classes. So, how can we solve this issue?
Okay. As you are, Adil, as you are saying, in rural areas there is problem of connectivity. So you need to look into two aspects of it. Whether you want to solve the problem for yourself, or you want to solve this problem for a bigger community of yours. Okay, so if you're trying to solve problem for yourself, there are ways where you can still do some market research and figure out, still being in that particular area, how can I be better connected to my online classes. But if you are trying to figure out this problem and trying to find out the solution for a bigger community, maybe in a group of area where you live in, then you have to think in a completely different way, and you have to understand that, okay, when we are like a group of 20 or a group of 50 people facing the same issue, can we look for a better solution of this? Okay, so now here I won't be able to say that in a day that you will get a good connectivity and then you will be able to get connected to your virtual classroom. It will take some time where you need to figure out and look for the options and do some market research and find out that what we can do from our level to solve my individual problem or the community problem. That's my input. And any other
Thank you,
questions?
Akanksha. I think we have one more question, time for one more question. Shivakumar has raised his hand. Could you please unmute yourself and ask your question? Yeah, could you please unmute yourself, Shivakumar? Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Shiv.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, which course is better for diploma students after completing our course?
Okay, a diploma in
petroleum engineering.
Okay, so what's like, it is a very specific question, Shiv. Can you tell me what is your aim? What do you actually want to do after diploma? Like,
my aim is to become a production engineer in petroleum department.
Okay, so definitely I can understand from this point of view that you want to go in more technical aspect of this, and you want to be in the petroleum industry itself. So when you are doing a diploma course, definitely just doing diploma won't be enough. So I think when you are looking for courses which are a more like a degree level course or something which has more technicalities, then it would be helpful for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So specific courses, I think Early Hack team can keep you updated for this, and I can just guide you on that which courses would be beneficial for you in future. Yeah. So
yeah, thank you so much, Akanksha. That was truly inspirational, motivational. Yeah. Is there any last remarks you'd like to add to this?
Okay, it was a completely different experience for me. I was expecting a completely different scenario, but I really enjoyed this, like being a part of this particular discussion, and I think it's a huge learning experience for me too. As an educator, we have this tendency that we have a monologue, but definitely I think this is helping me out and understanding that okay, I'm getting a quick question. I would like to answer this: how we start a career after PCM. So I think that's something which I would end my discussion on, that when you say PCM, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and generally people go for engineering after this. But nowadays there are so many courses online, and if you are not willing to go for the traditional way of engineering, you must have heard that people have done engineering from different branches and all are doing coding now. Okay, they have done from mechanical, civil, or electronics, but all are into now computer sciences and coding. So that's a really huge field right now. Explore fields and just not be focused on the content of physics, chemistry, mathematics. Start exploring your skills. Okay, so that's my final message. So please.
Thank you so much, Akanksha, for joining us today. It has been a great, phenomenal, motivational, inspirational session from your side. We've learned a lot. Thank you so much for joining in. We appreciate you giving us your time. Thank you so much.
Great. It was a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, guys, I'd like to invite Ishwak to introduce our next speaker. Ishwak, could you please take the stage?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, yeah. So the next speaker for today in the next session would be Dipanshu Parashar. He is one of the youngest people in India to engage in cybersecurity and ethical hacking. He has his own team and his own company in which he leads a group. And he's also been a TEDx speaker. He's participated in innumerable bug bounties and cybersecurity events and has won reputed ones. So I would just want Dipanshu to come ahead and share his story of how he got started and what he sees as the future of cybersecurity in India and the opportunities that are ahead of us.
It is my pleasure to be just get invited by the Early Hack team, and thank you so much for getting me on the boat. And of course, it is a kind of a lovely session. So before starting out, once again, really thank you so much to the complete Early Hack team for getting me invited and to address out few of the most participants, which I think that I am right now 17-year-old. So I think that I can build up a connect with all of you, the ones who are right now in schools or the one who are living up in a rural areas, because I have to face few of the things which we will be definitely covering in, or I consider it in my experience. So, hey guys, I'm Dipanshu Parashar, currently India's youngest cybersecurity author. At 16, a TEDx speaker, and well explained by Ishwak that I have been into bug bounties field, hacked into IIT Bombay server successfully, got up the reputation from Indian government as per the top 5 youngest Indian influencers. So, thank you so much for getting me on the board. And now, since it's a point to getting invited or to share out few of the experience from my journey, guys, the point is what I have been considering. I have been listening to all the previous talks as well, and very well explained by Akansha ma'am that how everything is actually getting changed or how you can get into the problem solving techniques. The point is that I have been running the cyber agents since the almost like a last 1 year, and have been receiving out a good responses as well. That's why I have been continuing with all of these features right now. So I am into 12th right now in Delhi, and when it comes to my journey, it all started around 5 to 6 years back. Being honest, the ethical hacking journey just started around 3 years back. But when it comes to technology, while writing out blogs for few of the companies, while writing or while getting reputed as a kind of an content writer in few of the companies, it all started with a freelancing, right? So already receiving out few of the most questions, and definitely we will be answering all of those questions. And Kali, yes, definitely. So when it comes to starting out in cybersecurity in ethical hacking, I would be just like to brief you guys that what I consider from my perspective is that this 21st century or after 2025, everything is getting automated, right? Like when it comes to computer science, it has been bifurcated into three different subjects now. And after 2025, we will be actually seeing a gradual shift from everything to online stuff. Taking for us an example, till now, till 2020, digital marketing was a kind of a thing which was actually getting excited, or a lot of students were getting excited towards digital marketing because a kind of a short-term earning game, as well as few of the best amazing techniques to do marketing at your own level. But now, after 2020, what have been happening is this complete digital marketing has been switched to an artificial intelligence or an automated digital marketing. Similar with the case of cyber security. Around 5 to 6 years back, when everything was actually getting via operating systems, building out your own custom operating system, so you on your custom tools which can be operated to do ethical hacking at numerous jobs. Now what have been happening is there are GitHubs, there are Stack Overflows which have been existing with number of codes, and now we can actually see a shift from normal enthusiastic people to script kiddies. What are script kiddies? Even I started out with my journey with a script kiddie as well. That means that I have been just copying out few of the codes from another people, then analyzing them, and then trying to build out my own custom features or to add out few of the custom requirements in the pre-existing tools, right? So yeah, so that's all about how my journey have been starting out, and till now we have been just continuing with that. Not a kind of an expert, but definitely I am on a way to learn out few of the more new things on the daily basis. Then instead of doing a procrastination, just being getting desired on what I have been. So yeah. Yeah, shall I proceed further with your questions?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Dipanshu.
just a second.
Yeah.
Ishwak will take over.
Great.
Just a second. Okay, give me a moment. Oh, no, no issues. I'll just carry on with the questions. I guess we have a lot many questions to answer.
Yeah.
Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, I guess Ishwak is here. Yeah, Ishwak, carry on.
Yeah. I see there are a lot of people raising their hands and wanting to ask questions. Siva Kumar, can you please go ahead and unmute yourself to ask the question?
Hello, sir.
Hey Shiva.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, what is the difference between ethical hacking and cyber security?
Okay, great. So that's a good start for the questions. And the point is, okay, let's take as an example. Very simply, what I'm just explaining is, in the previous sessions, you must have learned about application developments, right? In the early hack team only. Now, what have been happening is a kind of an exploitation, right? Whenever you are trying to exploit something, whenever you are trying to change something, a kind of a technical framework, it comes under ethical hacking, right? Suppose we are just connected in a network, this Zoom or any kind of a YouTube platform through which you are watching me, this is all a kind of a network, an internet, right? Now if I will be just trying to change few of the frameworks in internet, that comes under ethical hacking. But the study to prevent these exploitations comes under cyber security, right? As for an example, if I am the one who has just created a virus and emailed every one of you. Now, since you will be just opening out any of an email, or if you will be downloading any attachment sent by me on your email, that is an exploitation. So in this case, I am an hacker. But if there is another person B who is actually helping you out to not open this kind of an attachment, or to not download any kind of an unwanted material, that comes into cyber security. Cyber security have been further divided into three major concepts, which we will be covering in the further session. Yeah, so we can proceed with the next question, I guess. I hope I am clear.
Yeah, there is another question which would be relevant to a lot of people. Is I really want to learn ethical hacking, but I don't know how to start. Can you please help me?
Yeah, sure. So what I can do is that I completely understand, guys. Now, what have been happening is, what even happened to me, I would just like to share that. Now, what we have been doing, there is an amazing website. There are two amazing websites which can definitely help you to learn ethical hacking from scratch to advance. And these websites are youtube.com and google.com. Trust me, these two are the websites which are actually the complete encyclopedia for either cyber security, application development, or anything. Now, where we all are facing problem, we are facing problem in expressing our questions to Google and then getting answers. What you have been typing, you have been typing over Google how to start your career into cyber security. Well, that's not your specific question, because there are number of articles which will be represented to you. The point is, if you actually want to start up your career into cyber security and ethical hacking, then there is the first rule to start in anything. The first rule says is that you need to be specific with your with your perspective, or on any kind of an opinion you are expressing to someone. In short, I have been doing a kind of a good mistake since the last 2 years, that I was into a kind of a random search. I was giving a random search over Google and I was not getting the expected results. Now what I shifted to is, I tried using Google Docs. So Google Docs is a kind of an ethical hacking technique in which Google actually helps you out to narrow down your search results. Google actually helps on their own to actually represent answers which are actually required by you. In short, what you can do at your basic level is, whenever you are going to Google, first of all, you need a kind of an good syllabus. Now, how you can access the syllabus? From my side, what I can just provide you is, I am dropping up a link in the chat section as well, and the people who have been watching us over the YouTube, there is a link which I have made, that is tinyurl.com/CEH syllabus. CEH means certified ethical hacker. I can even drop out the link right away. On this particular link, what you all can do is you just need to simply visit this link, and there is a complete syllabus which I have designed for you. Now, as per this syllabus, suppose the module 1 of ethical hacking says introduction to ethical hacking, and then Google Docs. Suppose the first terminology comes to in front of you is Google Docs. Now, whenever you will be visiting YouTube, or whenever you will be visiting on Google websites or any kind of a search engine, you don't need to type introduction to ethical hacking. You need to type what are Google Docs, how to start in Google Docs. This how your search results will be getting narrowed. Secondly, this will be giving something and expected results to you. And once again, I would be preferring that instead of doing any paid course, like any kind of an expensive course which have been rising in the market, varying from 15,000 to 25,000, you can simply give a quick free look to different kind of websites which are available over the Google, over the YouTube, and there are a lot of numerous YouTube channels which are rising. So these all are the platforms which are collaboratively helping you out to find your own solutions. I hope I am making sense. Yeah, so
Yep, Dipanshu. So we can take in the next question. So I see there are people raising their hands. Adil, Adil, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yeah, hello, sir. You
hi Adil.
just
Yeah.
said that the whole internet is a network. So, can a hacker hack into this network and get internet for unlimited?
See, the point is that internet unlimited, I guess that this is more like a kind of a technical question which will be either clarified, or which will be actually getting just clear to few of you. But since you have just asked this, I would like to answer that anything which is connected to internet can be exploited. So the answer is definitely yes. And being honest, I have been into black hat hunting as well, around 2 to 3 years back. I was 15 when I got up an opportunity to work with few of the black hat rackets, like which were doing something illegal work. And what I identified is that yes, this is possible to get internet for free access. Definitely, it is possible. But being honest, at your level, at my level, it is completely something which is not possible practically at your level, at my level, because we are not having those resources which can actually help us out to create a connection or to create a tunnel between our computer to the network providers, right, to the ISP providers. But yes, we have actually tried that, and yes, this is possible.
Okay, so I guess the Panchu, one thing that we would like to highlight here is during this bootcamp, if you can enlighten us about the recent case, if you know about that, you probably might have researched on that, the boys' locker room case.
Yeah,
That was something really, I mean, disheartening, as well as something that we should discuss right now, because most of the audience are from that age group. And if you can just enlighten us upon that, sure, go ahead.
definitely. Before starting out with boys locker room or GLR, the point is which I actually want to highlight is that even I am in the age group as well. Now the thing which I actually want to highlight is that everyone who is listening to us, when actually researched out, when everything is coming to a conclusion, what we guys are actually identifying is that all the cyber crimes, mostly like almost 85 to 90% of cyber crimes have been committed between the age group of 15 to 21, right? That's a kind of a teenager age. And the people who have been involving into these crimes are exactly actually getting considered into the same age group between 15 to 21. Most of the girls, most of the boys which have been identified into boys locker room or girls locker room, they have been actually belonging to this age group. Why this have been happening is because actually the first point is, whenever it comes to ethical hacking, whenever it comes to cyber security, the first person or the only person which can help you out is yourself. If you are not aware what have been happening to you is, like if you are not aware wherever you are clicking, is it safe or is it not, then definitely you are just inviting a problem to you, right? You are just inviting, like what happened in boys locker room or girls locker room. Being honest, there is an amazing feature over Instagram which is actually we all know about that, and that is a private account and a public account, right? But just in the case of social fame, or a kind, we can say that social influencer, just to begin your career into social influencing, most of these girls switch their account from public to from private accounts to public accounts, just to get either an attention. And same with the case of boys as well. Now, how actually these bad guys actually got influenced by all these pictures is they just simply taken down all these pictures. They just tried commenting something vulgar over their pics publicly and then sharing it into their friend circle. This friend circle was so large that now each and every person in India who is actually connected over Instagram, they all were aware of boys locker room and girls locker room. The point is, whenever a new things comes into the market, right, there is always an opportunity to look forward to you or to actually be secure over that platform. In very brief, on Instagram there are two major features which I would like to highlight. The first thing is two factor authentication, and I can bet that every one of us is actually aware what two factor authentication is. In this particular case, if person A is actually trying to get unauthorized access, if someone is trying to hack into your account, and if even he able to get the password, then also he will not be able to access into your account, because an OTP will be generated via Instagram and will be sent to your registered mobile number. But anyways, we all are actually not implementing that on our own accounts. Either we are not aware about that, either even if we are aware, we are not passing on this particular knowledge to our friend circles. Even most of my friends, almost 80 to 90%, are not yet using two factor authentication in India. Then what's the use of this particular feature? The point is, if there is something good in the market, we need to utilize that. But the again, the problem where is arising, we are too lazy to figure out all these problems. We are too lazy to look forward for all these pre-existing solutions. And instead of looking for these pre-existing solutions, we are either blaming each other, like this particular person has done that, or this particular guy has been doing into this bad ethical hacking. Secondly, highlighting one of the most important factor, as per the Indian laws, even promoting something vulgar comes into an offense. Now, what I just wanted to say is that in boys' locker room, what happened was that there are around, take as an example, around 15 to 20% who tried commenting something vulgar over a pic. Now, the rest of the people who were actually available over Instagram, they started taking screenshots and posting over their Instagram profiles. Was this something, was it this required in this market? No. This was actually promoting those vulgar stuff publicly. And even I would not like to take the name, but there were people who were having almost 35,000, 40,000 followers, and they were keep on doing these postings. So here the point is, whenever it comes to taking the preventive measures, it actually starts within yourself. You need to take the one step forward, because obviously there is someone who is following you back. If you got to know something good, pass on this information to your friend circle, pass on this information to someone who is actually requiring this information. As for an example, I simply got up around, as soon as the girls locker room got into highlight, within an hour I almost got on the cyber agents report portal, we almost got around 220 responses within an hour. So there were 20 girls who reported directly over our portal. And what we identified is, we simply started posting over every of the, the people who are actually into the cyber agents, they all started posting on their Instagram profiles that all the girls, they need to right now switch their public account to private accounts for the next 1 month. Right, at least we all are passing an information to someone else, and this is how we are creating up a cyber space, or a kind of a good cyber security approach. So yeah, that's what I actually want to highlight it.
That's pretty amazing that you also know about that, and you have also helped at that point of time in order to, I mean, take a step in order to stop that thing, right? So that's totally amazing. One thing I would also like to ask you, as you're a cybersecurity expert, and that is that the recent Twitter hack, we all know about that, the
Yeah.
Bitcoin giveaway that happened from the accounts of eminent personalities, including Elon Musk, including Barack Obama, and various other people. So what kind of approach did the hackers use? What do you feel? Because in media they're talking about that, okay, the internal tools were being taken away from the internal people using social engineering. That was the way the media is telling you. But what do you feel that what could have happened in order to pull out such a great hack in the entire decade, or you can call it in the entire century? So yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, that's completely true that whenever it comes to cybersecurity and ethical hacking, the only way you can exploit someone else is using social engineering. Now, what social engineering is just, okay, example, very just a minute. Happened is uh, yeah.
Yeah, Dipanshu,
So
if you
what
can
I just
repeat it, there was some lag. Yeah, you can
yeah,
just
yeah,
start.
that's why. So
Sure.
what I was actually telling about is that there is a need to understand this, that now what happens is we all are connected to WhatsApp, right? I just wanted to tell you guys that we are even the part of an internal WhatsApp team. Like we all are connected to each and everyone via WhatsApp. Now what happens is I can bet that every one of us must have received this in our lifetime, that try to click over this link and get and you will be getting an unlimited data pack for free. These all are a kind of an luring techniques. These all are something which are just taking an attention, grabbing the attention. And that's what same happened into the Twitter account hack. What happened was there were few of the so in the internal team of Twitter, these group of hackers tried creating a kind of a good social engineering message, which they passed on to particular few of the vulnerable points or few of the vulnerable people in the internal Twitter team. And this how it all started. This all started because these internal people. Okay, now even there is one more thing why this all have been happening into lockdown. We like see girls locker room, boys locker room, then Twitter hack, then an academy hack, then GoDaddy hack. These all have been taking place within the last 3 months. Why? Because we are actually doing work from home. Guys, trust me, when we are actually on our home and we are just actually doing work from home, the vulnerable points, suppose there is an office, so the preventive measures which have been taken into an office are far better than what we have been doing over our personal computers. And that's why we all are vulnerable. That's why everything is vulnerable right now. That's what same happened into the Twitter team. That's what same happened into an academy team, because whatever have been happening, they all have been exploiting their personal computers, and our personal computers, our personal laptops are not that much secure, which they should be when we are doing a professional work. But we are not actually making our laptops or computer that much secure. That's why we are getting actually like trapped into these social engineering attacks. That's what actually happened into the Twitter account hack. They all internal people just try to get trapped into the social engineering, trapped into the main access point which these hackers have created, and that's how the internal data was actually getting transferred to them.
Okay, so that's totally amazing. You gave us your insights on that. Okay, so one thing that okay, you talked about social engineering, but for our audience, if you can put some light on what social engineering is all about and how it is being exploited with companies such as Logitech, with companies such as any electronic company, and how people are manipulating the customer support. Can you just put some light on it?
Social engineering is not something limited to only companies, but
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
actually getting expanded to each and every individuals. Mostly they are targeting people of almost like 12 to 20 years of age, and then leaving from 20 to 35, because these are something a kind of a good knowledgeable generation. After 35 they are trying to implement social engineering, right? And that's something which is very practical and something sounding logical. What happening is, as I have just explained you, whenever you receive a kind of a message which looks something suspicious, right, there are few of the online tools which are available. As for an example, I just want to highlight virustotal.com, right? This is a
Okay.
website. Whenever you receive a kind of an URL, suppose most of the times these social engineering attacks are getting implemented via emails, right? And like, is this possible that if I can share out my screen for a while?
Yeah, you can share that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I
Sure,
would
go ahead.
like to actually show kind of an practical if possible. I hope my screen
Absolutely.
is visible.
Yeah,
And
it's
what
visible
I'm
right
just
now.
doing is I'm visiting my gmail.com, and then I just simply trying to get a kind of a good online tool which I usually use for social engineering via emails, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So now what I'm just doing is, so this is my email, yeah, and this is where the tool is getting opened. So from name, suppose I just tried Narendra Modi, and from email. So what I am just doing is, uh, take as an example of Gmail itself. So I can do as Praveen 123 at the rate gmail.com. Let's check that. And to my account, Dipanshu
Yeah.
Parasha 12, subject not logged in. And here's something which I actually want to grab the attention. grab the attention of these people whosoever I am sending this message. Now I simply clicked on send. Let's check whether this is
Okay,
possible or
so
not.
this will show as if that is going from the particular ID that you
Yeah,
wrote.
yeah. Because
Okay.
everything, like whatever have been happening over this network is, there are few of the
Yeah.
records. There are every time whenever there is something which is connected to internet, everything is something which have its own preventive measures. But it
Yeah.
actually depends that whether this particular person have taken the preventive. See this, Narendra
Yeah.
Modi not logged in, and what I will be just seeing is praveen123@gmail.com. Even I will be clicking over that
See.
praveen123@gmail.com. And do
But
you know what?
in
Yeah,
no angle you have the access to this particular Gmail ID, right?
definitely. I was not
Yeah.
having any access, and what I
Yeah.
simply use is this was a kind of an PHP script which was
Yeah.
actually implemented over this website. And using that PHP script, I simply manipulated this header. This is known as header. Whatever have been
Yeah.
appearing to this from and this security. What I simply use this PHP script to just manipulate this header, and even there is a way to detect that whether this is coming from an original source or not, right?
Okay.
Just giving a sense, I have been just letting you know. So there are three dots which are available to in your Gmail account.
Yeah.
You simply need to click on show original, and you need to look for this DMARC. If the DMARC record says pass, right, then this means that you have actually received this particular stuff from an original source. And if this actually
Okay.
shows fail, that means that this particular mail which have been sent to you, this is a kind of a fake address which have been just
Okay,
created.
so you just told us that how to like tackle the fake emails that we
Yeah.
receive most often. Though Google has already put it out in the spam box and gave you a message, but you can also verify using the method that Dipanshu just discussed with us. So this is the way you can prevent yourself from getting hacked or
So
from getting
yeah, the point
the
is that
kind of malicious software.
there are
Yeah.
number of social engineering ways. Similarly, this was just an experiment which I just simply did.
Yeah.
Right, there are more of the ways which we can simply do. There are phishing websites which are rising day by day. Right, so every time whenever you are just visiting on any URL, whenever you are downloading any file from internet, simply go to virustotal.com, upload this file, paste down the URL, click on enter. You will be actually getting a results of 40 antiviruses, more than 40 antiviruses, which will be just trying to analyze this particular file or analyze the URL, that whether this is safe or whether this is malicious. So this is how you can just simply try to protect few of the basic social engineer attacks.
Okay, so now I guess we are like done with the session, but to conclude all of it, if you can give some in 2 or 3 sentences, if you can just sum up that how can a person, how can the audience right now stay safe, keep their data secured with them and prevent themselves from getting into such kind of attacks and hacks. So if you can give some kind of tips and techniques that one should follow.
Yeah, definitely. The point is that there are a number of ways through which we can actually try to get preventive via all these kind of social engineer attacks or whatever have been happening with us. There is one more thing which I would just like to highlight, that since Google have just created their Google Play Store, even suppose PUBG is one of the most famous game, right? But even in PUBG, I haven't even yet installed that, but I just know something that there are few of the UCs, or there are something which is required in PUBG to just excel up your account, right? This is even a vulnerable asset for an hacker. Now, simply what I can do at my own level is I will create a virus, I will create a payload, I will bind it via the original PUBG app, right? And I will just host this particular application on my website, because Google Play Store will definitely not try to list down my application on their own platform. That they will definitely reject that, because Google Play Store is much capable that they can simply try to detect all these malicious files. But in this particular case, what I will be doing is I will be hosting this on my particular website with the name PUBG Mod APK, PUBG Hacked APK. And this how most of the attacks have been happening from the last 1 to 2 years, either by binding their payloads into original applications. I even did once by binding my original payload with Facebook app, and I simply sent this to almost like 5 to 6 of my friends. They simply downloaded that. Whatever the password they entered, they simply I was like, my laptop was actually capturing all those passwords and their email IDs. This is how everything is working. So in this case, the first preventive measure which always comes is that never download, never actually try to access something unauthorized from any kind of an unauthorized source. If Google Play Store is a good opportunity for you, only download the applications from Google Play Store. Instead of clicking over a link, try to analyze that link first. Instead of downloading any attachment from your mail, try to analyze the header, try to analyze from those show original options. So these all are few of the basic things. Once again, what I just wanted to say is that most of the times there are something in which like we are actually getting something valuable from anyone, but instead of actually gap, like what we can say, okay, in very short, YouTube is something a kind of a platform where everything is available, right? From watching Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma series to the point where we can actually learn something very valuable. But still, every one of us sometimes try to prefer something over the movies. Definitely, these all are the regular part of our lives. But definitely, we can give a quick Google search. We can give a quick YouTube search whenever something suspicious arises from ourselves, right? Whenever something is arising in front of ourselves, we can simply give it a Google search, we can simply give it a YouTube search, and this is how everything is working in this world. Most of the times, just try to avoid the social engineering attacks, and you will be actually safe at far extent what you are right now.
Okay, so I guess that's all for today. And we can cater to other questions on our Telegram group. I guess Dipanshu can also join our community and answer some of the
Definitely.
questions of yours. And thank you, Dipanshu, for your valuable time and
Thank you
sharing
so much
such
for the early hacks
insightful.
team for just getting up this kind of a good webinar arranging out. And there have been
Yeah,
a lot of questions which are so lovely. And I hope that
yeah,
everything is actually available to everyone.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
great.
We'll post the resource list also, and also Dipanshu can answer to your personalized question. Perfect. So thank you, Dipanshu, once again, and have a
Thank you
nice
so
day.
much. Thank you so
Thank you.
Praveen, you're on mute.
Yeah, just a second. Sorry. Perfect. So yeah, now we have Mr. Anshul Goel he's from IIT Guwahati, and he is going to speak on future of game development as well as the scope of virtual reality and augmented reality. Furthermore, he's the founder of AI Born Tech, and the company in itself is totally focusing on the future of AR and VR and various other factors that he'll know more about it and he'll share with us. Moreover, he aspires to share about his writing, knowledge, coding, and lessons. He's a programmer and he's a programmer himself. So he'll tell you about what kind of approach you could have in order to get into emerging technologies. So yeah, let's have, without wasting any time, I'll hand it over to Mr. Anshul Goel. Yeah.
Hi everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Praveen. That was quite a nice introduction. So I'm here to actually motivate you all to build niche technologies in augmented reality, virtual reality, coupled with artificial intelligence. So whatever the highest amount of bottleneck that people have here is that they believe that it is a very daunting task to maybe make any complex game that they see on a PlayStation or a computer, or any kind of augmented reality thing that they see in any video online, etc. Because it looks like magic almost, but the truth is that it's almost like any other kind of coding. So the community is scaring you off because they want to be the only one who are creating these. Do not be fooled, because everyone else that is doing it knows that it is exactly like any other coding language, or even if you haven't coded in life ever before, it is actually just googling whatever you want to make, finding the little portions of what you want to make and making it in the right platform. So I'm here to tell you about the right platforms and how to approach this problem of how to get started with your first smallest project in the game, in the augmented reality sphere, so that you can take more advanced projects in the future. So the first question I see is Unreal or Unity. Okay, so Unity So I'm doing it with Unity, right? So, and why did I start with Unity? Because obviously, like you all people, I searched a lot on Google, YouTube, etc. And the first opinion that I got from experts, and I believe that it could be correct too, that since Unity has a platform built in C sharp, C hash, or people say C sharp is much like Python. It's a really much easier than C++, which is used in Unreal. So Unreal is based in C++. Unity is based on C sharp, and C sharp is actually much easier to use and build on than Unreal. That is why I prefer Unity. Also, Unreal is you could do Unreal also, if you like the challenge, but and also Unreal has much more features than Unity. That I can put that fact aside, that Unreal has much more flexibility than Unity, but you don't need. But there's not a game that you cannot build in Unity. You'll have to do a lot. You'll have to do some flexibilities. You'll have to manipulate some stuff on Unity. But anything can be done on both the platforms. But you should start with Unity because it has a not as such a steep learning curve as in Unreal.
Yeah, so the next question that I see on screen is, this is like, is Pygame good for 3D game development? Pygame. Is Pygame, PY game, good for 3D game development? I guess this is something not related right now. Okay. Okay,
I
so
didn't,
next. Yeah.
I didn't get the word. Pygame.
Pygame,
Okay.
Pygame.
Yeah, so Pygame is based on Python, and the thing is that if you see any kind of platform, if you see any kind of famous platform, as I may say, Python always has a version of it, always has a new library for it to handle that language in Python, wrapper of Python of that language on Python platform. But Unity is such that, or Unreal is such that it has a very famous, robust, standard platform of itself. That is why most of its functionality is not able to be imported into Python because it's very complex in itself, because it's very robust in itself. So you don't really need a Python platform to handle the Unity C sharp or the Unreal C++ thing. So I would suggest that do not use Python codes to execute any C sharp or C++ codes that are in Unreal or Unity. Learn both the platforms on in themselves and do not. And what I have recently done is I have some Python code base that is in AI, and I have some game development code base that is in C sharp Unity, and I've joined the two through APIs. So even if you need some Python functionality and run it on Unity, C sharp, or Unreal C++, do it via APIs, not by running Python code in Unity. It is possible to run Python code in Unity, but it is not very feasible.
Okay.
It is not official also. Yeah.
So the next question that is there from Parth is, how should I begin learning game development? So from a beginner point of view, how can he start learning? Yeah.
So I'll tell you how. I'll go to Google, I'll type. So this is how I learned my first, I'll share the screen, okay? So I'll show you how I learned. Okay. So this is how I learned it. Yeah. So first day I remember in December 2019, I searched how to make a portal in augmented reality in Unity. This is all. And I got a lot of links. This is the first tutorial, all the tutorials, etc. I searched GitHub. I searched Instructables, everything. I searched Stack Overflow, and this is how I started learning. So I didn't even know that we require C sharp or something like that. I just went on with the flow. I just found some code bases. I started understanding them, and through that I started learning C sharp. I didn't go to a C sharp course or Unity course and started learning in that itself. I picked up a small project and I started building on it, and eventually, slowly, you learn. You cannot first develop all the information about Unity or C sharp in itself and then go make a project. No, that is the wrong approach. You have to pick a small project on your own and start with it, and on the way you learn everything. Get my point?
Okay, that's pretty amazing, sir. So now next is that Adil is asking, is Blender necessary in game development? So what he means by that is, sir, just switch off your annotations. This is someone very excited for scribbling challenge, and He's just trying to show the skills. Yeah.
How do
Okay.
I do that?
Yeah, just above yesterday only I found out that option, that's view options, and then there is top annotations by audience. There's some option.
Come again. I cannot find it really.
It's like when you're sharing on the top, there are those three
Okay.
dots on the
Yeah,
right hand
okay.
side, and then
Yeah,
okay,
people are
okay.
really excited. I'm really thankful for you guys
Yeah.
for showing this.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
the question
So,
was that what is the importance of Blender in the field of game development, and is it necessary to know how to use Blender in order to get into it?
so Blender. Blender is used for 3D modeling, right? Blender is used for 3D modeling, and the thing is that people believe that 3D modeling can only be done on Blender. 3D modeling can also be done on Unity, not to that kind of level that can be done in Blender. But you also have to realize that there are already many free 3D models available in the world. And there are infinite 3D models available in the world that you can just copy and paste like any other file in Unity and use them, modify them. So you never, I don't know Blender. That is it. I don't know Blender, and I'm making every software that I can think of. I have every free asset to my exposure. I can go to a website. I'll name a few. You can go to Sketchfab. You can just search 3D models for free. They will get 100 websites and you can use them all. Also in Unity, there are packages for you. There are free assets for you that are actually 3D models that you can just import directly in Unity from Unity.
Okay.
So that is also an advantage. So you don't need Blender. Start with Unity. Start with any small project. Maybe start with a portal, that I just said.
Yeah.
It's a little
So
complex, but like start with something small and you'll start making on it itself. You don't need Blender.
Okay, so I guess everyone can just take down some notes, like what all has been shared during these sessions, that these new terms, if you've not heard about Blender or what kind of software it is, you can just note it down and further research more on it. So next question is best language for game development. But I guess he has also already answered that it's not about the language, it's about your approach towards the
It's not
beginning.
about language really, but Unity tells us to code in C#. So you don't go and learn the language. No,
Yeah.
don't go and learn the language. You just take a small project and just start building it in Unity. Unity also has a UI for you. So you don't have to code straight away. You first also establish an understanding of the UI, drop down buttons, etc. And then the Unity itself, indicates you that, okay, this is how you need to do this. Watch some YouTube tutorials, whatever you are stuck on, go on YouTube and search about it, how to press a button in Unity, how to generate a function in Unity, etc. And you'll get the Unity community is so great and it's so free, best of all.
Yeah.
So everything is available to you at an instant.
Okay, so this is a question from Advait. This is something like a career-oriented question, which is it advisable to pursue an undergrad in game dev or pursue it at the master's level? Yeah.
First of all, just to state a perspective, I'm a mechanical engineer from IIT Guwahati.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a mechanical engineer and I'm making softwares right now. So how did that happen? I'll tell you a journey. So it was my third year and I realized that, okay, the best paying jobs are in programming. I got that perspective or somewhere. And I started competitive programming, not related to this Unity game development at all. I started programming on anything. So I started competitive programming. I developed my IQ about, I learned C++, etc. And slowly I got to realize that, okay, I'm really interested in development also through that. And that is how I got. So I had a job I was a lead assistant manager in the Excel service, a very well paying job, very comfortable job. I had to just work 3 or 4 hours a day. But that was not, I was really passionate about. So what I did was, besides the job, I searched for random wild things like how to make a portal or how to control an IoT device, etc. And then started just developing on it. And slowly I realized that I'm really fascinated by AI and augmented reality, and I started searching on stuff. So that is, so you don't need a degree, you don't need any kind of experience, even to land a job. You just need the right mentor, maybe sometimes, and I'll be there to guide you always. Besides that, self-study is what I did. There was not. So I guess I met some mentors on the way. Through LinkedIn, but not a very personal touch that I lacked. So the learning curve was not that fast. But like, you just need a huge amount of self-study for yourself, not a degree to make anything, really.
Perfect, perfect. I guess that was really amazing to know. So the next question is, I just want to highlight this. This is the question by one of the student. She is in class third. She's in class
Okay.
second or third. I'm just confused, and she is into it. She has attended the AI course. She has attended the IoT course. That is Afka Patnaik. So she's just asking that, okay, if I want to start all this at this point in my journey, then what can I like look for? The first steps that I can take.
The
It's
first step
obviously
you can take,
difficult to tell, but yeah.
okay, the first step you can take, okay. So did you, okay, I'll tell you the first step. Can I write somewhere?
Yeah, you can write on chat. You can write it on
Okay.
chat.
So I'll tell you the first step, okay?
Okay, meanwhile, I'll just keep the next questions ready.
Three,
Okay.
search for how to use AR. This is all you need to Google. And you see any Pokemon or any, so Google release some cats and dogs that you can spawn on the floor, right?
Yeah,
So this will handle that. You can make that. You can make
perfect.
any,
So,
you can take a Pikachu and just leave it on the floor.
okay. So I guess Afka, you got your answer on the chat. Just refer to it. So Miran asked that for development purposes, what do you prefer to use, Windows, Mac, or Linux? This is a question
Okay,
that
so,
various people ask.
so because I do artificial intelligence also, that is why I switched to Mac. Okay, because I believe that, and also because I was doing artificial intelligence development in my Mac, but that is not appreciated really. It has to be done on the cloud. Right?
Okay.
So the Windows and Mac debate is actually, the question is actually wrong. Anything that you do is mostly done on cloud for AI, and for Unity plus that, it is very compatible with both the Windows and Mac. So anything would work perfectly.
Okay. Okay,
So
perfect.
one mistake that I did with my Mac is I left Unity on while putting my Mac on rest for 2 days, not shutting it
Okay.
down. So like Unity is a heavy software. Do not do that. Shut it off when you don't use it.
Okay, so that's a pro tip for you if you are trying to use Unity on a MacBook. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next question is, sir, can you please tell us what is GitHub and how is it useful to us? If you can just brief them about what GitHub is and how is it used, because there's a lot of audience from this. I mean, they are from school,
Great.
so they might not be familiar with that. Yeah.
Okay. So GitHub is used for, so any code that I have in my Mac computer, suppose that it blows off, and it happened to me. Suppose that it is not working the next day. I lost all my code, right? Because it was in my Mac and I cannot recover it. So GitHub is used for storing your code on a website so that even if your Mac goes wrong, even if your computer breaks down, you're able to download it anytime and use it in your computer. So irrespective of if your computer is working or not, if all the data of your computer is lost or not, your data, your code is always available on GitHub. And from the perspective of Unity, Unity has its own GitHub. It's called Unity Cloud. So any code that you write, you can just press a button and save it to the Unity Cloud. So it's very easy. Just you have to press the button, all your code will be saved there. So when my computer itself broke down, I was really safe because I lost some code, but still I was really safe because I luckily saved all my code on Unity Cloud. So that is why I had no harm. I just had to download it again when the computer got fixed.
Okay, that's perfect. That answers the entire question. Okay, we have few more questions. Then we can conclude the session. But yeah, the next question is from Rohit, and that is using ready-made assets a good practice? I mean, if you are working on on a project which has already been done, and if you are moving forward into it, is it a good practice to have while being in the game development field? Ready-made assets.
So another argument for this could be, if you ask me a question, is it good practice to make games in Unity? Why not make a good software of your own? So what is done by the community itself for you, use it. The community exists for helping you actually. So if some asset is actually built, is actually available everywhere for you to use that for practicing. And even then, if you want to make some more improvements, you want to make more assets of yours, do it on the later stage, not in the starting. use what the community is offering you for free in the starting because it's too much already, and then build on top of that. That is how all we are also doing. So we are making really complex virtual tours of factories. We are now creating softwares that are through that which you are able to control any complex manufacturing machine or a college lab machine like a lathe machine, suppose, or an oscilloscope, and you can do that. And we made it on top of the assets that were already there, and we improved on them, and eventually we got a product that was really ours. So that is how you start. In the first starting, do not worry about any 3D models. Worry about how to integrate everything in Unity and have a single app of your own. Deploy it in your mobile and use it. Tell others to use it, and that is how you learn. And eventually, you'll also make your own 3D models.
Yeah, so that's absolutely the right choice. Don't start from scratch. If someone has done the work, you can absolutely build up on that and build a better version of it. So
There's no
yeah,
shame in that. That is actually what you need
yeah.
to do.
Provided that you give the exact credits and everything after you're publishing. Yeah,
Yes,
totally.
that is true.
So yeah, Aryan Kumar wants to know some of your success, and I guess by success he means some of your projects that you've done, being in your own company and in your entire journey. Some of your AR/VR projects, if you can just show some pictures or any kind of video.
Tell you, I won't tell you the success. Maybe you take it as success, but I'll tell you some highlights of my life.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
Yeah. So the first was getting into an IIT. So I didn't get into an IIT because I loved engineering or I loved mechanical engineering. No, I did it for the competition. I did it to build self-confidence in my life that, okay, I can do some difficult tasks. That is why I did IIT. And through that, I landed a good job. And that was also a very difficult journey because I was a mechanical engineer. I had to code and I got placed into a consultancy. So uh, that was also a good highlight. That is also I built immense self-confidence in myself, belief in myself that I can do anything, right? And then another highlight was starting my own company because it takes a lot of guts to leave a very comfortable job and take a high amount of risk and build something on your own. And another good highlight, I think, is very recent. It's just 2 days before we won a national hackathon competition by IIM Ahmedabad and Ministry of Technology. Its official result is going to be released tomorrow. But okay, I told you here. But yeah, that are the 4 highlights I think really changed my life. And also being a marathon runner one time. So I was a marathon runner. That is how I built my persistence. Being into running, you know. These are 4 or 5
Perfect. I
things
guess
that
that gives us a view of your, all-rounder personality. That okay, you did mechanical engineering, then you got into coding. You're also an athlete. Perfect. So that kind of inspires many of us in the audience. And then
sports is really important. Sports is really important. Just do some of it.
But these days during lockdown, it has been affected a lot. Everyone at home.
Not it.
Best language for making. I'm going through the questions. We'll ask few more questions. I guess there are 51 questions, but we'll not cater all of them. We'll cater 1 or 2 more.
Yeah,
and then
I'll
you can.
leave my LinkedIn.
Yeah. People can reach out to you or on our community group. You can just join and answer a few of their questions.
Just search this on LinkedIn. You'll get my name, or Facebook or somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. All of you can just see on the chat. He has just shared it. Okay, so one is asking that how much does a game designer earn as an average if in India one wants to try their career on game development, then what is the kind of package or the approach that companies offer to the game developers? I mean, he wants to know that what's the average package or salary of a game developer as per your experience.
It's high. It's high. It's very high.
Yeah.
Because it's rare. Because the skill is very rare. That is why the demand and the money they offer is really high.
Yeah.
But
this actually highlights the concept. Yeah, go ahead.
But the process of going into the job is not going to be that easy because they expect you to, because they'll employ only 1 or 2 game developers because that is a very rare skill, and they'll give you a lot of money, so you need to know a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this again highlights the entire concept of early hack, that start early. And if you're like 5 or 10 years into it, then you'll actually land up a good job, whether it be gaming or whether it be any other technology, as you said. So yeah, if it's rare and very few developers know about how to go about, I mean, building products out of it. That I mean, if you know about game development, how can you create an end product, or how can you work as a team to create an end product? So if that is something that you start early, then yeah, that could be helpful. So I can go about with the last question for the day. And that again, this would be like a concluding statement from your side, that what do you suggest the audience, because most of them are young, most of them are just trying to start with it. So what do you feel that they should do just after this bootcamp, like today? What would be their approach in order to just kickstart everything and get started? Yeah.
So the first thing that I do as a personal practice, I'll tell you whatever I have in my mind, whatever I want to make, I write it down, either digitally or on a notebook. I write it down. Suppose right, the first project of mine was making a portal. So what I wrote was I wrote the heading, how to make a portal, and the first point was learn how to use Unity. Second point was learn how to use etc. I made steps basically on how to do everything, and every point had sub points. And how did I get to those sub points? I googled every point, right? And that is how I check marked all the points that I did, and slowly and steadily I checkpointed all the points that I wrote there, and I went through all the points. They were complete, and the portal was complete. So that is how you approach every problem. You break it down. You don't look at the problem like a huge mountain. You divide it into steps and ladders, and then climb every step of the ladder one on one. So write down and break down your problem into many steps, and then achieve them slowly and steadily. That is what you want to do. And reach out to the community, search out for basically a mentor also, if you want. Self-study is always possible. You can self-study everything, but like helps to have people around you that are doing the same thing.
Perfect. I guess that answers all the questions in totality. And the audience have also got the pro tips that you gave, that, okay, write down notes, take notes, and like write everything what you feel and what you're going to do. So that's one of the tips from Mr. Anshul Goyal, and he shared his experience. He answered to your question. So thank you, Anshul, for your valuable time for the bootcamp. And that was really amazing to know about you, your journey from IIT to your own company as having a background of augmented reality. So that's pretty amazing and inspiring to know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
so
have
much.
a nice
Work
day.
hard, guys. Work hard. That is all that matters. Nothing else. Coding is just persistence. I think it's not magic really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, and have a nice day. Thank you. Yeah, just a second. Okay, for the audience, we are also starting with the prize distribution in a while. Meanwhile, you can take some time to digest what all you've learned. So yeah, in just a second, we are soon going to start. So just a minute. Okay, so you can take 10 minutes break. You can go have some snacks or something because we are going to declare the results, as well as how you're going to give the quiz, and you're going to get a certificate from Early Hack, because that is something that you're taking as a credibility from this bootcamp and also the experience that you got. So 10 minutes break for all of you. Take your snacks and everything, and then be back. Till then, we are just waiting for you here, 10 minutes. And after that, we are going to have our closing ceremony, wherein we're also going to have a talk by one of the speaker, Mr. Aman Sanjuja, and he has a vast experience in the field of blockchain and entrepreneurship. So do stay tuned, and okay, bye.
We had one computer, so the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night, 7 days a week, all the time.
Okay, guys. So now shortly we are going to start with the closing ceremony. Kindly stay tuned. Just a minute. Okay.
Yeah, Ishwak, now you can unmute.
Yeah.
Great.
So over the last 2 days, today and yesterday, we saw great response on social media, on all our platforms, be it Instagram, be it LinkedIn, everywhere we've got a fabulous response, and people have used our hashtag early hack a lot. So we were really very happy to see that. And as we had promised at the beginning of the boot camp that we would be having prizes for you all, for the people who would be engaging with us and for the people who would be participating with the hashtag. So we curated 3 categories under which we would be giving prizes. So the first one is best post. Now we saw there were a few posts in which people had tagged us regarding their setup, regarding screenshots of everything. And the best post goes to Hansika, who has a username of honey_721. Are you there, Hansika? Okay, Hansika, honey_721, you have been given the award of best post. Now, the best social media traction, the post, the story or the post which got the best social media traction was by I.am.Chetan Bansal. So Chetan Bansal, your post got a very good engagement. So congratulations on that. And
excuse me, Ishwar.
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Okay, Ishwar. So what we can do here is we can ask them, or you can just preview their post, that what they've posted, and the winners can actually start their video and have a live interaction with us for a while, so that we can have a one-to-one session with them.
Okay, so let's.
So you can just simply ask them that what kind of an experience they've gained from here, and they can.
Okay, so I'll announce all the 3 winners, and then we can have sort of a panel discussion with them.
We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations, Hansika. Best post. Chetan Bansal, congratulations to you too for the best social media traction on your story. And the most engaging students, the person who engaged with us the most was Siva Kumar. So congratulations, Siva Kumar. Can you, all 3 of you, please switch on your cameras, your videos? Praveen, if you could just stop the screen share.
Okay, so I would request all the winners to go ahead and like start your video and come on screen, and then just answer a few questions. We'll ask you about what kind of an experience you had and what motivated you to like attend this boot camp for 2 days. Like, yeah, I can see Hansika has started her video. Ishwar, we can move ahead with Hansika, and the other 2 will join me.
Yeah. So yeah, what sort of, please Hansika, share what sort of an experience you had. How did you like the boot camp, and what was your entire experience like?
It was really good, and I got really experienced by listening, and I had really very good time with this bootcamp. I'm seriously thankful to you guys. It gave a great experience, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So what are your future plans? How do you plan to take it ahead from here in your emerging technology journey? What you've learned from this bootcamp?
Yeah, I've been learning how to develop games. So it is useful to develop games.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Lovely. Other 2 with us, Siva
I guess
Kumar
Siva Kumar has just joined. If he can just switch on his video. Siva Kumar, we have just announced the results, and you got the award for most interactive sessions.
Most engaging student.
Engaging student. Yeah. So you can just switch on your video, and we'll ask few questions from you. Ishwar is going to ask few questions about the bootcamp, and yeah, we'll be waiting.
Hello, once again, good afternoon to everyone. Today I'm very. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Shiva. Go ahead.
Yes, today it is very pleasure to hear the enjoyable session today.
Ishwar, can you hear him out?
Yeah, I can hear him out. So,
okay, so you can go ahead.
Siva, if you could just tell us about your experience and how you like the
it
entire...
is good. It is good and it is knowledgeable. Okay. Like our little charms and early way, young charms, etc.
So how do you want? Yeah, how do you plan to take it ahead from here? Like, what are your next steps? Have you planned anything? How the knowledge
I want to
and
develop
the experience?
gaming. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, I
Yeah,
want
you're
to
audible.
I want to develop gaming methods
Yeah.
by using programming, etc., etc.
Yeah. Okay. And anything else, like anything else that you've planned? You had an interaction with Anshul. So how was your experience of interacting with Anshul about game development and stuff?
Yes, it is good. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I think Praveen, you can take it ahead from here again. And
Sir,
sure.
when will be the exam and the certificate was? When will
we'll
be
just
the
announce
certificate?
that. We'll just announce that. Yeah.
Just announce that. Yeah. So I guess now Puneet sir would like to just brief you about the examination process, and it's not an examination totally, it's just an MCQ based question that we are going to ask based on the 2 sessions that you've attended yesterday and today. So yeah, so if you can go ahead.
Sure, Praveen, thanks. Just give me a minute. Guys, am I visible?
Yes, sir, you're visible, audible too.
Okay. So thank you guys for being here, and then it was pleasure, like interacting with you, seeing the questions that you have put. So now, we see there's a lot of requests from you regarding the certificates, regarding the test, and how you can take up the test with the certificate. So now is the time to reveal that particular process. So I'll just start sharing my screen to explain you step by step on how you can actually claim your certificate. So I'm just sharing the screen, and then let me know if any issue with it. I'm sharing the entire screen for now. So what I'll do is basically I'll open a new tab. I already have ZSS, I already have the platform being logged in on my side. So I just open a new incognito mode. You can open it on a normal browser. Cannot see. Okay, I'll just wait until you can see. Is screen visible now?
No.
Not yet. It I guess it's just coming up.
Okay. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
I'll just pause these recordings. Yeah, is it visible now? No, no problem. Let me just stop sharing. I'll stop my video first.
Yeah, there's some internet issues. If we can, on the chat, I can see the audience asking about the test link. I just want to tell you that we are on the way to announce that, and Puneet sir is on it right now, and he'll tell you how to go about with the process. We are going to use our platform ZSS, which is totally built at Zuby, and using that, you're going to give your assessments, and that is those MCQ questions that are based on the 2-day event that we had. And further, you'll receive a certificate by Early Hack. And yeah, just if you can wait for a minute, we are just setting it up. Okay, when does Scribble battle happen? When will Scribble battle happen? Okay, so just a minute. I guess Ishwar can tell you about when will it happen. Ishwar, can you enlighten us?
Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Hello.
Yes, you're audible, Ishwar.
Okay, guys, so I guess now we can start with it. I'll be showing you the entire process. I want every one of you to just like stick to your screen and look what we are going to do right now. So just, yeah, okay. So this is your browser. You go to your browser. I'm also sharing the link with you. That is, you're going to type assess.zubi.io. Fine, www.assess.zubi.io, and you'll press enter once the page loads. This is the page which will come up. Now what you'll do is we'll go to login and sign up. Okay, so if you're new, you have to obviously register with us. So you don't have an account yet, press on register. Now here, what you can also do is to make the process easier, go with continue with Google. Fine, just press on continue with Google. And okay, so I have this one. I'll just use my account. And once I've used my account, it will just process it. You have to wait a bit. Okay, so I guess we have been logged in. So you can see your name is coming up as, I mean the first name and the second name. If you have any issues with your name, you have to like change it here, because once you've given your name and updated it, it cannot be changed further on. So you have to like correct your name, I mean enter the right name for the in the first inside. So yes, this is all what you have to do right now in order to get the certificates. Just a second. Okay. Just a minute, just have a look on the screen and ask questions if you have. Acha. So before taking the certificate, you have to change your name to the correct one. So if this is not your full name, just enter your full name and press on update. Fine, and it has been successfully updated. So kindly do it right now or once the session ends. So this is the entire process in order to get the certificate. Okay, so now I feel we have discussed about the certificates, and if you have any issues, just reach out to us on the WhatsApp community or on Telegram. Just a second. Okay, so once you have done this, if you're doing it right now, just complete this process and now press on My Assessments. Press on My Assessments. Once you've pressed on My Assessments, there's this button, Get Assessed. So just click on Get Assessed. And here what you see is there are a few options. You have to click on Endeavor Bootcamp. Just click on Endeavor Bootcamp and press on Proceed. So once you proceed, you can see, just have a look at these guidelines and just press agree and start the quiz. So if you've started the quiz, these are the questions that will come up. You'll have the time limit, that is 15 minutes set by our team. So artificial intelligence enables machine 2. So these are the 4 questions. You can choose any one of them and then just click on next question. Fine. So just give the assessment and you'll receive your certificate afterwards. So I guess it's crystal clear to all of you. If you have any questions, just put on chat right now or on the community group. Perfect. Okay, so now we are moving forward to our closing ceremony. And yeah, so for our closing ceremony, first of all, I would like to thank all of you to attend, like all of you have attended for 2 days, such an engaging sessions and had devoted a lot of time into it. So our closing ceremony and closing remarks will be given by Mr. Aman Sanduja. He's the co-founder of Zubi. And to like make it more clear to you, I would just read out his description, I mean his bio. So Aman Sanduja is an emerging technology leader and an entrepreneur who has co-founded 3 companies in total right now. And he has taught 5,000 plus students and professionals on blockchain and digital assets. So those of you who were talking about data privacy and security, you can get some insights on it from him. He's the best person to tell you that. And he holds degrees in information technology. Mr. Sanduja is a professor on Upgrad. We all know about what Upgrad is. It's a platform for learning, a TEDx speaker, and also a board member of Times Group, Bennett University, and Amity University. Previously, he did innovation with Google and Primal Enterprise, and he has many accolades. But I guess it will take a lot of time to introduce you with the entire bio of him. So let's start without wasting any time. I'll hand it over to Mr. Aman Sanduja. Yeah, you can take over, sir. I guess I was not sharing my screen. Yeah, I just shared my screen.
All right, so great. Thank you so much, and thanks for the lovely introduction, Praveen. And of course, all of you have learned a lot, and I believe that all of you have done through the 2.5. I would call it 2 half-day boot camp, and it was a great pleasure that you had a fruitful discussion through the last 2 days, and I'm sure the 2 days is not enough. And let me share an anecdote with you. When I was in school, so particularly another student who was there in another class once told me that he never cared about the grades he got in class. He always cared about the learning he had it. And right now he's a vice president of one of the established companies. So this stuck in my mind when I left school, because it was the only time I've ever heard anyone say such thing in school, that you should never care about grades and you should always care about learning, because your marks might get you an entry to an institution. Your marks may help your parents what you call boast about your grades and your percentage amongst the neighbors and family members, but it all matters about your actual learning which you have gathered in possibly school or in your learning journey or your learning curve as well. And the most damaging thing, if you look at in school, is that school isn't something that you learn in any specific class. It's about learning only about the specific subject matter expertise. And most of the time, the school always care about the measurement of learning by the grades and marks, which is not actually true. And getting a good grade in class ABC or class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th is so different from learning a lot about 9, 10th, 11th, 12th. Like most of you might score 100 out of 100 on mathematics, but you need to understand the crux of it. Most of you might score good marks in physics, but you need to implement some of the practical aspects of physics in your day-to-day life as well. If you know, I'm sure you might have learned about pulley while you are reading about physics chapters and all. And if you go near to the well, if you can explain pulley to someone, then that's the actual learning. Or if you can understand the principles of pulley, then actually that's the learning which you have gathered in your school. So everyone would judge you by your grades and graduate program, employers, scholarship, even your own parents and your brother, sister would judge you by the grades. But I think you should not really get carried away. You should only focus on the learning. And we at Early Hack, which is an organization in support with Zubi, is on a mission to build an education experience for all of you, to deserve and deliver it in a meaningful way, so that you can have an accessible world-class emerging technology education. Why emerging technology education? Because since you all know that post-COVID world will all be technology focused, and it will be technology will play a lot more important role, and it will be a catalyst. So we wanted to provide an accessible world-class education to all of you who are studying in school, so that you can leverage things in a technology and you can develop and you can become the creator of technology rather than just become a consumer. You can create your application. Like a couple of students have said, I wanted to create games. I'm really interested in game development. So we at Zubi have conducted 3 sessions before this bootcamp. Couple of them was on artificial intelligence, and some of the students are attending at this point in time as well. And the best part is all this learning is a technology focus and a practical base. It's not only theory, and whatever you will learn, you will implement and come out with an application. So most of you might be thinking that learning coding and futuristic technology for me studying in school is like an impossible, correct? But I hope this bootcamp has given you some sort of a direction to start from. And there was a great set of speakers, and of course, a lot to learn. I personally have attended these 2 days, or I would call it half days program for 2 days, and a lot to learn from the speakers as well. And I would say that you all are remarkable, and our current education system is sort of an underestimating you. And we at Zubi, along with 3 young warriors or young champs with us, Ishwak, Praveen, and Miran, we are on a mission to build an education experience for all of you, so that you can become the creator and you can actually become the change maker, and you can start building some of the products which are sustainable. And this would offer a great set of a perspective for you to grow, and great set of a perspective for you to become a sought after technology entrepreneur. And most of you might be thinking that programming or coding is very tough. So I would say that it's an art of telling computers what you do. And as you go in the next wave of technology innovations, it is very, very important now that technology skills becomes necessary to navigate and create the future world you would be doing. So it's not like quite literally learning sort of a new language. It's more than having a comprehensive experience with a perspective. Like my journey is, I'm an engineer by chance. Engineering just happened to me because my cousins were doing, my neighbors were doing. But later on, I realized that it's not just about how you can code. It's all about what needs to be coded, right? And why you need to pick up certain programming language. So I'm really good at what rather than what you call how it needs to be coded. And I think we at Zubi, as a part of Early Hack, would be launching the courses and next bootcamp in August. And we would be rolling out invites in early August. You can join our community and stay updated. And Early Hack is designed for all the students who are studying in school. And I know there has been many interesting and useful presentations for all of you, both in these sessions and interactive sessions which you have had. And I believe many good experiences have been shared and good lessons you have learned from this 2 days boot camp. And special thanks to 4 people from the team, specifically Miran, Ishwak, Praveen, and Agnishwar. You guys have been instrumental for this boot camp success. And one last thing I wanted to talk about is it would be great if you could share the encounter from last 2 days of a presentation, like what all ideas you have, what all ideas you're getting it, what all courses you are interested in, what all you would like to build it across, what all questions have sort of ignited or given you a new perspective. You can post it on Instagram and we would love to get in touch with you. And all of you, we would want you to become the collaborators of what we are doing at Early Hack. And it would be very much impossible if we do not get a support from you. And shout out to your friends, shout out to your neighbors that this is the kind of a learning I have got it in 2 days. And stay updated, stay tuned, and happy to answer any questions. Just a quick background about myself. I was an average student in school and also an average student in what you call college as well. And I happened to work in Google. The best part of my Google days were the kind of atmosphere, the kind of environment you get it along with the colleagues. And of course, you can work in pajamas, you can work in shorts, you can work from anywhere. The best part about Google Office is they have more couches than benches. So that's the interesting place to work. And one anecdote I would again share. When I was giving my Google interview, my interviewer said, I'm not really interested in which school did you go. I'm not really interested in which college you started from. I'm more interested in, do you have that perspective to become a catalyst, or do you have that perspective to sort of become a change maker in the process you would be hired for? So that was very much interesting. And like Akanksha also talked about problem solving. So I usually say these are universal skills: problem solving, writing, effective communication, some of the leadership traits. And of course, along with subject matter expertise on technology is very, very important. So keep sharpening your tools. Since it's a COVID time, it's the best time you can utilize. And once this COVID is over, we are not really sure whether the schools would operate in full-fledged capacity. But this online classrooms will become sought after medium of technology learning. So whether you wanted to become a carpenter or whether you wanted to become a coder, just ensure that you have universal skills. And I think people would be very much interested to look at universal skills like communication, writing, also problem solving, critical thinking, and logical reasoning. And we at Zubi would be bringing some of the technology experts and some of the subject matter experts to make you learn all these technology by a hands-on approach. And of course, this will lead out in practical-based outcome. So stay tuned, and thank you so much, everyone, for attending this. And should you have any feedback, should you have any questions, happy to answer. And apologies if there has been any glitch. Apologies if we could not entertain your question. Apologies if there has been some miscommunication. And we look forward for the second session of Bootcamp. Please feel free to share your feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aman, for those kind words. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for inspiring all of us today. Do we have any questions,
just one.
Aman? Yes.
Sorry, yeah, I see a lot of questions from the audience regarding the certificates. So guys, like once you have taken the certificate or once you have taken the assessment, you just have to go to My Assessments in your profile, and there you will find your certificate. Currently, you might be seeing a 3-step, that is assessment, interview, and then certificate. By tomorrow, you will be having a direct option to download your certificate, and then you can directly download it. It will be a PDF file. So don't worry, you will be getting your certificates there itself. Keep checking that. Over to you, Miran.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Puni. Thank you, Aman, for those kind words. So, guys, we have come on to a wonderful end, to an end out to a wonderful boot camp of 2 days of 5 hours of engagement. We've heard great. We've heard great talks, great lectures from various industry professionals. We've had a great interaction with them. So we have one last thing lined up. As you might be aware, as we have been talking about it before, Early Hacks is launching new courses very soon. This is a very exciting time for us. We are launching new courses in artificial intelligence, IoT, game development, augmented virtual reality, problem solving, cyber security, blockchain, etc. Various exciting courses are coming your way. For that, we'd require one last thing from the community. We'd request you all to fill out a Google form. The link is being dropped in the chat right now. I'll drop the link in the chat. And please fill out this Google form. The link is wow.link/EHB, Early Hack Bootcamp, EHB, wow.link/EHB. Yeah, you guys can go and please fill out this. Please fill out this link. Please fill out the Google form, and this will help us organize great courses. Organize great courses for you all in the future. Yes, please fill out this link. We'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes, and then yes, please go ahead, guys. Fill out this link. This will help us announcing great courses. We'll soon get back to all of you with exciting courses, and we'll reach out to you with these courses. On that note, I think Isha, can we start with the Scribble challenge? Can we? I think you muted Isha. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it was just an idea. If everybody is up to it, then surely we can. But then everybody would have to have a different pen color so that we know who is the clear winner. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, so I think if we can just bring up a white screen then.
Yeah, Siva, you have raised your hand. very free. You can just unmute yourself and ask.
Praveen, the music is still playing. If you could just mute that and.
Yeah. Fine. Shiva Kumar, we can see you raise your hand. Don't थोड़ा सा, you can just unmute yourself and ask. Or if it's by mistake, no issue. Okay, so I can see there are 39 participants still there in order to play Scribble. People are like interested in this.
Praveen, the music needs to be
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, so I am allowed. Ishwar Kalpa, can you just start?
Yeah, you need to share your screen for the Scribble thing, and your music was on, so we couldn't hear you. So
Okay. That was that
now
issue.
it's better. Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
So what kind of scribbling is this? I mean,
I mean the type of scribbling that everybody was engaging in during the during.
I guess this is the what you will say. Matlab, I guess this is the amount of knowledge they have gained, maybe, that they are putting out.
I mean, I'm open to memes on our page, so if anybody can come up with anything, then more than happy to post it.
There are still 37 people, so I guess they're all enjoying this. Hey, can I also do that? Where's the option? Okay, annotate. Ooh. Wait, let me have a. Guys, make something, like draw something. This is like proper scribbling. Okay, here comes the magic. Just a second. Just give me a moment. I'll put up a total widescreen, so that nothing else is there.
That would be better.
Yeah. This was just a slide which was coming through. Just give me a moment. So still 34 people interested in scribbling. Okay. We'll see that.
Not disappoint you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So screen is up. Now you go ahead and scribble. No, make a flower or something like which we can understand. Okay, I'll use the eraser. Boom. Ooh. Let's see who wins. You all, or I am erasing everything. Who's putting these hearts?
After we're done with this, I would just request everyone to turn their cameras on so that we can
we can have a photograph.
Yeah.
So you guys want some music to be played in the background? Shall I play something? Oh, just a second. Where's my Spotify? Wait. It is a no. Just a second. I cannot see my Spotify. Okay, so let me play some songs.
Better at playoffs. Bought 10 bottles, bought 10 more. Told her move her.
Can you guys hear the music, Ishwar?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
To the tempo. Is you
perfect? scribbling until you're tired and then leave the meeting.
Dollar sign. Baby got ass like a trunk. Took it from a man.
Everybody please
Got a body like Baywatch.
Yeah, if we can have it once again, we'll start with the scribbling session.
Yes, everyone, if you guys can please turn on your video, that'll be great.
Yeah, Praveen, just 1 second. If you could just stop your screen share and we can take a screenshot first of with all the participants.
Yep. I can see Afka's screen turned on. I can see there's this Parth Sharma. You've turned your screen on. And there are a few others. Just turn your screen on and we'll have a photograph. You can post it on your social media handles or you can post it anywhere.
Rohit, please, you also turn your screen on, your camera on.
Yeah. Manvinder, then there is Kuman, Chavigar, Krishna Yadav, Siva Kumar. Okay, I guess we have still so many people on the call.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Smile, everyone. Okay, such beautiful smiles you can see. Okay, we have to take so many screenshots. There are so many people. Just wait. Keep smiling. Ek page pe it doesn't come all of it. So yeah. Okay, Rajveer is also there. Hi, Rajveer. Yep. Okay, so let me take a screenshot. Yeah. So yeah, I have taken the screenshot. I guess Ishwak you've also taken. So that we don't miss out on any. Perfect. So now if you want to continue with the scribbling challenge, I'll open it up and then you scribble and then go ahead with your usual work.
Yeah.
I guess you all enjoyed the event.
Yeah, it was great having you all and it was great interacting with you all and getting to hear so much from you all as well. And we had a lot of fun interacting with you guys. And yeah, looking forward to having you over on future boot camps and our courses as well, because we have a lot of things lined up and everything is going to be absolutely kick-ass fun. So be sure to be connected with us, participate in the community, and yeah, kudos.
Stay tuned with us and we'll keep you updated. Now, okay, so scribbling time. Go ahead. And then scribble and leave. That's all how we conclude this event. Okay.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hope to see you soon.
Fuck niggas say real niggas get money. All motherfucking day. Baby, drop it to the ground. Like yes, bitch. Back it up like yes, bitch. After the club, I'll smash it. We'll compose, we pass it. Please, please, baby, don't leave.
have another
Was anyone saying something?
Yeah. So guys, thanks for joining. We do have another meeting lined up at 3. So we have to end this call. So hope it was a great session for you all, and thank you for joining. Let's stay in touch in community. Praveen, Junaidi, is it fine if I end it?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
totally.
So guys,
Thank you,
stay
guys.
tuned
Yeah,
and have a
thank you
nice
very
day.
much for
Thank you.
being a part of the bootcamp and making it a success. And we hope to see you all soon.
Yeah.
Great. Bye.
Bye, everyone.